Okay, it's Wednesday, December 22nd, and I just wanted to show you a classic Strat trade I made, a day trade here, buying NVDA at 290.72. And I just kind of wanted to go over why, to me, it was such a classic setup, and it's the type of thing I'm always looking for, and I just thought I'd explain it. Just to highlight kind of what developed and again why to me it was so perfect. Anyway, on the daily chart here, just looking at it, you can see today is another two up day. Yesterday was the classic buy in terms of the two down, two up reversal. You would buy above the high of the daily bar right here, and we had great follow through. And then today we're getting another day of follow through. So in terms of the daily chart, you wanted your entry over here, but in terms of day trading, if you're looking for continuation, you can always look for opportunities as well. Now, also, I just wanted to point out, when I see that, I'm also always focusing on the weekly chart at the same time. And what you have here is you have the two down week that started early in the week, but then we've reversed up here to the midpoint of that prior bar. So to me, this is classic potential broadening action, failure going down and maybe heading up for a 3-bar this week. We have 2 more days to go. I'm not saying it's going to get there, but that's at least the context at the moment. You do see potential broadening price action to the upside given this failure here and going past the midpoint. Clearly, we could end the week right here. If we ended green, that would probably be pretty, high probability that you're going to get a 2-up reversal on the weekly chart into next week. If you end up somewhere, going up and maybe having a tail by the end of the week, maybe you'll get an inside bar this week and have to look next week for the weekly signal. You might even end up, coming down here in the next day or two and then having another 2 down. Who knows? But anyway, at the moment, we're broadening to the upside. The potential's there. So that kind of confirms the daily time frame I'm looking at. And then also in terms of the monthly chart, just because you always keep aware of that, I'm aware that NVIDIA has been up big for 2 months and now we're just an inside month. So at the moment, even though it looks like a red bar, to me it's just a consolidation inside of these 2 moves, which again, if it holds, will probably then extend higher at some point. So I'm not concerned at all about any, that we're any kind of major downtrend. If anything, I just see us pausing to the upside, and that's why you're looking for great buys, on broadening patterns to the downside that reverse up. But anyway, that's just the big picture. The main thing here for day trading was just the context of a big 2-up yesterday that I expect a little continuation. So I look at the 15-minute chart for my, day trading and the way I like to look at the day, and I wasn't trading it early on. Had some other stocks I was looking at, and also I just didn't like, the way this price action started. But it definitely was, if you're going to trade off this bar, it was a 2-up kind of buy to start the day, then it was a 2 down, maybe exit here, and then it did give you another 2-up buy right here, which kind of held all the way and moved higher now, including, which I'll get to in a second, this inside bar here, which kind of triggered my attention. But the bottom line is, once I saw the early in the day price action going up and then kind of holding the midway point of that first bar, which I knew was above the midpoint of yesterday's, price action, I felt comfortable that we were going to take out this intraday high as the target and then, see how much higher we could extend from there. So that's where I really got interested. I saw the inside bar here on the 15, so you could have bought that first tick right here heading higher. I didn't do it because I was watching it real closely, and it just ticked up and then it immediately kind of came down in a way which, again, you could have definitely bought it there if you're going on the 15, but I didn't. And then I was watching it. I was continuing to watch it. And this is what really got my attention, is that the 15-minute bar here then started to make what looked like a 2 down, but then reversed up to the midway point of that bar for that buy area. And the way that's set up was on the 5-minute chart. So I'm actually watching both at the same time. And I'm watching the 5-minute chart come right down to yesterday's close, which is a perfect, support pattern in many cases. And then it had the classic green bar here, but more importantly, it was a 2 down, 2 up entry here that coincided with the 15-minute, bar midpoint of the prior bar here. Right there. So that was the entry. And you can see here, we immediately took out those intraday highs of 292.25, and we went up actually 5 points in about 10 minutes here. And now we're just consolidating and moving higher on the 5-minute chart. So to me, this was that classic confluence of time frame where everything came together, the Strat signal on the short time frame, which also aligned with the next higher time frame, which to me aligned with the daily bar and everything I was looking for. So just thought I'd highlight that, just because it's one of those classic trades, in my opinion. They don't all work out. Like, it's hard to, you can't spot them at the moment all the time. I just happened to be watching NVIDIA at that moment, and it all came together, so thought I'd point it out.